Om
Asmagurubhyo
Namah. Om
Namah Paramarushabhyo
Namah Paramarushabhyo
Om
Namah Paramarushabhyo Namah
Marushabhyo
Paramarushabhyo
Om
Purnamada
Purnamadaha
Purnamudachyate
Asya
Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyase Om Hi Idagam Sarvam Yat Kincha Jagatyam Jagat Yena Tyaktena Bhujintaha Magruda Tashavitanam Om
Asya
Asya
Parvaya
Pandaya Sanjatam
Narayana
Narayana
Padashritam
Padashritam
Sriman
Narayanam Vande
Yadisvarasriyajasham
Krishnam Kantapadraksham
Punyasravanakeetanam
Punyasravanakeetanam Vasudevam Jagadonim Naumi Narayanam Hare Krishnaya Radhalaya Jnanamudraya Yogine
Nathaya
Aya Rukmini Namo
Vedanta
Vedine
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Parabrahmane
Parabrahmane
Namaha
Namaha Om
Asmagurubhyo Namaha Jai
Shriman.
Jai Srimanarayan everyone. Today is July 11th. We are in Bhagavad Gita chapter 1. We finished Sloka 15 last week. We start from Sloka 16. Sloka 16. Share my screen. Oh. Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Please chant Sloka 16. Ananta Vijayam Raja
Ananta Vijayam
Raja
Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha
Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha
Nakula Sahadevascha
Nakula Sahadevascha
Sughosha Manipushpakau.
Sughosha Manipushpakau.
Let's chant together. Ananta
Vijayam Raja
Kunti Putro Yudhishthirah Nakulah Sahadevasya Sughosha Manipushpakau.
So for Kauravas, they blew their conches, right? And after that, Lord Krishna blew his conch, and then Arjuna, and then Bhima. The three of them blew their conches one after the other, right? So in this sloka 16, Sanjaya is narrating what's happening next, right? So next is Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putraha. Kunti Putraha is son of Kunti. Raja Kunti Putraha Yudhishthiraha. Yudhishthira is the name of Kunti's son. That is the eldest Pandava. So he blew the conch. The name of his conch is Ananta Vijayam. Okay, so Kunti Putra, that is Yudhishthira, blew his conch, that is Ananta Vijaya, followed by who is next? Nakula and Sahadeva, right? The other two in the Pandavas, they blew their conches. Their conches are named Sughosha and Manipushpaka. Sughosha, Manipushpaka. So it is a dual, noun. So that is Sughosha and Manipushpaka. Nakula and Sahadeva blew their conches. Nakula's conch is named Sughosha, and Sahadeva's conch is named Manipushpaka. Okay, so basically, it shows, the order they are following. Starting from Lord Krishna, then Arjuna, Bhima, followed by Yudhishthira, then Nakula and Sahadeva. Even in Pandavas, there is no contention. Now everybody else is waiting. They did not blow their conches yet. Let them at least start first, and then the others are starting. It is not like in Kaurava army, everybody started blowing their conch at the same time, and it was basically, just
Chaos.
noise, chaos and noise, right? Okay. Any questions on this? These are very simple narrations. Basically, there is a moral, the secret behind this also, right? As our Acharya say, that the Kaurava army is lacking discipline, and Pandava army is having team discipline. And whoever is having that discipline is the one who is going to finally win. Right. So that is the lesson that we learned from this sequence. The sequence of blowing of conches.
Any significance the way they named it, Andy, or are we going to discuss or in Bhartam?
Yeah, the reason why those conches got their names, there are some descriptions, right? Why these conches are named like that, but we'll not go into that. So yeah, there's basically everyone has their own kind of designer conch or signature conch, right? So it is not like anybody can just pick up Arjuna's conch and blow it, right? So they follow, they maintain their own conches. It's almost like their signature. Whenever they are in the war, they blow their conch so that it reminds people that yes, Arjuna is here, or Bhima is here, or Lord Krishna is here, right? There are some reasons why they are named, when they obtained their conches and all that. There is history behind those, but yeah, we will skip that for now.
Sure, sir. No problem. Yeah, just yeah, wondering.
Sure. Okay. So next is Sloka 17. So I'm sharing my screen. Sloka 17. Okay. Sloka 17. कास्यश्च परमेश्वासः
कास्यश्च परमेश्वासः
परमेश्वासः
शिखण्डी च महारथः
शिखण्डी च
महारथः
महारथः
दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च
दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च
विराटश्च
सात्यकिश्चापराजितः
सात्यकिश्च पराजितः
पराजितः
Let's chant together.
काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च
महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो
दृष्टद्युम्नो
विराटश्च
विराटश्च
सात्यकिश्च
पराजितः
पराजितः.
Okay. So after Pandavas, who is next? Now there are other great warriors in Pandavas army, right? So next is Kasya. Kasya is king of Kasi, and he is Parameswasaha. Parameswasaha means a great archer. Okay. So next king of Kasi blew his conch. Then who is next? Sikhandi Maharatha. So Sikhandi is again a great warrior. Of course, he is the main reason why Bhishma fell down. So he's Maharatha is as we saw one who can fight with thousands of fighters at the same time. So Sikhandi is a great fighter, great warrior. So Sikhandi blew his conch next. Then Drishtadyumna is Drishtadyumna blew his conch. Virataha, King Virata blew his conch. Then Satyakis Chaparajitaha. Satyakihi Aparajitaha is Aparajitaha is invincible. So Satyaki is one who is invincible, who cannot be conquered, unconquerable. So that is he's again, that's one way of saying that he's a great warrior, right? So so all these warriors blew their conches. King of Kasi, then Sikhandi, then Drishtadyumna, Virata, and Satyaki. So 5 more, right? Warriors blew their conches, one after the other. Okay. Any questions on that? No? We'll move on to Sloka 18. Sloka 18.
Varaprasad sir, Shikhandi, Draupadi's sibling?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Sloka 18. Drupado Draupadeyascha
Drupado
द्रौपदेयाश्च
Sarvatah Prithivipate.
सर्वशः
पृथिवीपते
Sarvaseha. There's some texts with the Sarvatah. Sorry about that. Sarvaseha Prithivipate. Saubhadrascha Mahabahu.
सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः
Sankhan Dadnu Pruthak Pruthak.
शङ्खान् दद्मुः पृथक् पृथक्
Let's chant together. Drupado
द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च
Sarvasya
पृथिवीपते
Saubhadrasya
महाबाहुः
Mahabahu
शङ्खान्
Shankhan
दद्मुदुः
पृथक् पृथक्.
So who is chanting next? So again, Sanjay is narrating this to Dhritarashtra, right? So he is saying, Prithvi Pate, he's addressing Dhritarashtra. So in the second line, you see that he's addressing Prithvi Pate, or ruler of the land, Dhritarashtra. And he's saying, who is chanting next? Drupadaha, King Drupada, followed by Draupadeyaha. Draupadeyaha is 5 sons of Draupadi, right? So 5 sons of Pandava were born to Draupadi, followed by Saubhadraha Mahabahu. So Mahabahu, Saubhadra, the mighty armed son of Subhadra, that is Abhimanyu. Then followed by so they Sankhan Dadmu Prutak Prutak. So they all blew their conches from all Sarvasaha, from all around, Prutak Prutak, distinctly. Prutak is it comes few times in Bhagavad Gita. So distinctly. So very clearly means you can say that they are not overlapping with each other, right? So they are very distinct, blowing their conches one after the other. Okay, so there is a order they are following. They are respecting that structure, hierarchy, and maybe whatever rules they have set up before the war. Based on that, they started blowing their conches without forgetting the order. So that is again, it shows very clearly the team discipline. So how many here? King Drupada, followed by 5 sons of Draupadi, followed by Abhimanyu. So all of them blew their conches, Sarvasaha, from all around. So it is, it's not like all of them are staying in one place and then just blowing their conches, right? They are well spread out in the army, and they are blowing their conches. Everybody can hear very distinctly, so everybody can recognize that their conches. Okay. Any questions on that one? Okay, so we'll move on to the next sloka, sloka 19. I'll share my screen. Sloka 19. Saghosho dhartarashtraణam
सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणाम्
hridayani vyadarayat
हृदयानि व्यदारयत्
nabhascha prithivim chaiva
नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव
tumulo pyanunadayan.
तुमुलो
तुलो
व्यनादयन्
व्यनादयन्.
Let's chant together.
सघोषो
Saghoshodhartarashtraणam
हृदयानि
hridayani
धारयत्
vyadarayat
नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव
तुमुलो
तुमुलो
व्यनुनादयन्.
व्यनुनादयन्.
So all Pandavas and the warriors, significant, great warriors from Pandava army, they blew their conches one after the other. Saghoshaha, that sound. Ghoshaha is sound, the great sound, that vibration. How is it? Tumulaha, and the fourth line, right? Tumulaha, it is again fearful, violent, tumultuous. So Tumulaha, Anunadayan api. Okay, so that is Anunadayan. So that is resounding, reverberating, echoing. Okay, and what is happening, with that? It is spreading. It is this reverberation. It is spreading. Nabhascha prithivim chaiva. So it is spreading. Nabhaha means sky, and prithvi, as you know, it is earth. So it is spreading heaven and earth. That's what they say, right? All over the place. Sky, the entire earth, and then sky. That's kind of saying that it is spreading all over the battlefield, right? Everybody could hear that great, fearful sound, reverberating sound. What it is doing? What is that sound doing? It is Hrudayani Vedarayat. It is piercing the hearts of who? Is it for Pandava army or Kaurava army? It is piercing the hearts of Dhartarashtranam. Dhartarashtranam is sons of Dhritarashtra, the plural of sons of Dhritarashtra. So it is creating that fear in the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra in all Kauravas, right? So I mean, this is not, I mean, this is something that I want to bring up. Now, see, people, you can see the people, all the army, the entire army, is placed all over the battlefield. And they're talking to each other, like Duryodhana talk to Acharya, or Arjuna is going to talk to Krishna. And so all these, so you can, when Sanjay is narrating, we think that, okay, he's able to see and he's able to hear. He has a divya drishti, and he can hear from distance as well. So when he's seeing, and whatever he sees, he describes, and whatever he hears, he describes. That is one thing, right? But you see what is happening here. He's saying that it is piercing the hearts of Dhritarashtra. It is making them frightened, right? How does he know? How did Sanjaya know? Right? Nobody say, oh, it's breaking my heart, right? I mean, I don't think Kaurava, Duryodhana is going to say that, isn't it? Or other sons of Dhritarashtra are running around and saying that, oh, no, I'm in trouble now, or something like that. You can't see it outside. They probably won't say it to other people also, right? But Sanjaya is able to recognize that whatever is happening inside, in the hearts of, I mean, that fear is in the mind, but we say that heart is broken or heart is shattered, right? So that means they are totally crumbled. They lost that that motivation. I mean, not motivation. I mean, they lost their hope basically. My God, these people are so great, and how am I going to win? That kind of a fear entered their hearts, and their hearts are broken. That means they are in distress. They are in trouble. Sanjay is able to narrate that. There's something that we need to recognize, that the power of somebody who's able to see who is able to perceive the inner feelings of people, even though they're not expressing outside. Okay, that is the divine vision, that people have to even recognize that those vibrations that are happening internally, people are able to perceive them and understand them.
Sir, when Vyasa gave him the boon of Divya Drishti, in the Divya Drishti, you are saying it is included as to know the inner feelings of
Yes.
others along with the sound and vision?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, sir, can we say or assume that the conches are blown as per the hierarchy? Like, first Bhishma, everybody respects Bhishma, and Bhishma started the conch, right? Blowing. And we see Pandavas, I think they followed the hierarchy in the group, but not in the Kaurava side.
Yes.
Okay.
Kauravas, everybody's on their own. They're just over enthusiastic in one way. They don't follow the rules, or people who want to show off, right? I'm there, I don't care about you, that kind of attitude. I mean, just extrapolating on what we see here, right? I mean, trying to apply to our real current day situations. We have a team, big team, let us say, and then everybody wants to show off, and they want to just catch the focus attention of the leader. Then it doesn't work, right? Everybody has to do their job. Then only the team will be successful. If everybody tries to show off and try to get recognition and things like that, I mean, that is the only motivation. They want to put down other people, right? Why should I recognize that you are great, I am great? That kind of attitude, if a team has, it is not going to win. That's exactly what has happened. So as long as Bhishma was there, Bhishma was able to, is able to control the whole thing, right? Because he's so great. But as soon as Bhishma fell down, just, people started falling like anything in Kauravas army. And they lost control also. The adharma started, they started not following rules. So again, this if the leader is not following rules, the leader doesn't respect the hierarchy, and then and the leader says that if you show me favor, if you show me favor, then I will accept anything, right? So you can do anything as long as you treat me as your leader or king. Okay, you can do any corruption. You can not, if you don't follow rules, that's fine. I mean, we see very clearly those things, even today, right? The leaders who care only about themselves, right? Not about the society, country, and the world, and then world including nature. Everything is for that particular person. Everything is mine. I should be great. Everybody, whatever. I mean, even if I may be trying to do something nice to other people, not that I really love them, but it is my greatness. My greatness that I'm doing those things. And just I do just a small favor to these people. They should dedicate their whole life to me, and they should not have anything else in their lives apart from dedicating everything, their whole uh, life, focus everything for me. So that's what Yudhishthira, sorry, that's what Duryodhana was saying, right? Yeah, they left everything, their lives for me, for my sake. Okay, this is my army, So that is, those are kind of words that we need to see. I mean, that is the greatness of chapter 1. I mean, chapter 1 is like a kind of sequence of events that happened, at the beginning of the war. But there is a lot of message here, which we will see if you correlate the entire knowledge that we are going to get in later chapters. We can correlate it back to how Duryodhana was, and say, are we reflecting Duryodhana, by any chance? That is a message, or the Dhritarashtra, by any chance. These two characters are an example of how we should not be. And Arjuna is the one who we should be emulating. Even though Arjuna also has faults, all of us have faults, but what is that we need to do in order to improve, go from here to the next stage or stages, right? As long as we are like Duryodhana, then Duryodhana or Dhritarashtra, we will not be able to make progress in our journey. We will not be able to achieve our goal. And we can see from history that Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana lost everything. Now, there's one thing that we need to remember, that Duryodhana losing everything, right? He lost only the materialistic things, right? He lived for 90 plus years, and then he could not become the king. Of course, he was acting as a king almost. Dhritarashtra is almost kind of name for name only. It was all run by Duryodhana. So he was a kind of a virtual king anyway, but he could not be the real king, right? So what he lost, nobody, I mean, no one is going to live for like 1,000 years, I mean, at that time, right? Of course, at Sri Rama's time, they lived for tens of thousands of years. But just 5,000 years ago, right, this happened, 5,124, something like that, 5,200 years ago. Okay, so in that time, people were not living for several hundred years. Bhishma was a kind of an exception because he has a boon that he would live, for until he wishes to leave the body. But others were living for 100, 150, maybe 200 years. So he enjoyed for 90 years. He probably lost, at the end of his life, right? Almost at the end of his life. So we think, oh, he got a lot, right? By having that kind of an attitude. It is what differentiates us is that it is not this particular life that we need to be concerned about. Whatever he has done, that character, Duryodhana character or the Dhritarashtra character did, they probably enjoyed everything for most of their lives. They lost almost at the end. However, that enjoyment has accrued, with that enjoyment, they accrued a lot of baggage, karmic bondage, sin. If such a person exists, if such a person is there, they follow Duryodhana or Dhritarashtra entire life, they will potentially enjoy everything. They could become president. They can rule everybody. They could be a dictator, leader, and all that. I mean, they will not see any opposition as long as they live, right? But they will acquire so much baggage that they would have to carry for millions of births, not just one birth. So somebody who is focused only on one birth, just enjoying everything and destroying everything that is, opposing that is not favorable to them, not satisfying their ego, then they may be successful in this life to most of the extent, but they will be at a loss. The longer they do it, that's the problem. The longer they do it, they will have even more sin, acquiring more sin. So for such people, shorter life is even better. But anyway, so the Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra are examples that we should not follow. And just a small couple of incidences itself, like we can understand their character. And of course, our acharyas have presented the inner meanings of those so that we can really understand their character, and correlate it. Once we start learning the Bhagavad Gita message, correlate it and say, oh, we shouldn't be like Duryodhana or Dhritarashtra. We should be like Arjuna, or the knowledge that is going to be given to us. So we need to follow that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Any questions before we? Any other questions? No? Okay, we'll move on to Sloka 20. Okay, I will share my screen. Oh, not this one. Okay, I'm sharing my screen again. Chapter 1, Sloka 20. अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा
अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा
धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः
धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः
प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते
प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते
धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः
धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः
अथ
व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा
धार्तराष्ट्रान्
धार्तराष्ट्रान्
कपिध्वजः
कपिध्वजः pravurte sastra sampate dhanurudhyam pandavaha.
Okay, so all the Kauravas, their hearts are shattered. They're frightened with the conscious sound of the conscious. Okay, atha, then so here Kapidhvajaha Pandavaha. Pandavaha is Arjuna. Kapidhvajaha is the one who has the Kapi, the Hanuman, on the Dhvaja, right? The flag. The flag. There is a flag on every chariot, right? So Lord Hanuman is on the chariot of on the flag of Arjuna's chariot. Okay, so I mean, instead of just saying Arjuna, Arjuna, Arjuna like that throughout the throughout Bhagavad Gita, we see different names that are given to Arjuna and of course Lord Krishna also. There is a inner significance in some of those names, like what we saw in Hrishikesaha. As Krishna's name, Lord Krishna's name, because that is the most appropriate at that moment. He is the one who is controlling our senses. So there are certain names that are used at certain places which have inner significance. Again, based on our acharyas, how they visualized and able to give us the inner secrets. Why such a name was given, not other names, right? Because there is a significance there. So Pandavaha Kapidhvajaha is Arjuna. What did he do? He saw the Kaurava army. So Drishtva, after seeing who Dhartarashtran, Dhritarashtra's sons, Dhartarashtra, right? Or in all, like the entire Kaurava army, which belongs to Dhritarashtra. When where are they? They are Vyavasthitan. They are arranged, or they are present in all over the battlefield, right? Atha Vyavasthitan Drishtva Dhartarashtran Kapidhvajaha. When did he see that? I mean, this is a narration, it's like a story that is happening, or sequence of events that are happening. Pravrutte Shastra Sampate, when everybody is about to use their weapons, and the war is going to start. So we saw that Kauravas blew their conches, and Pandavas, they blew their conches. Now after blowing the conches, everybody is all set, ready to go, and they're able to use their weapons. Now, at that time, Pravrute Shastra Sampate Dhanuhu Udyamya Pandavaha Arjuna Dhanuhu Udyamya. So he raised his bow. So after raising his bow, so next sloka will continue. So he raised his bow. Then what happens next? We will see in the next sloka. Okay. So everybody is now ready, and Arjuna is all set to go. I mean, he was willing to fight, right? I mean, they all were waiting for so long, the entire life. Of course, they tried their best to avoid the war, battle, but the Duryodhana didn't listen. So now they're ready to fight. So everybody's ready to fight. So after seeing that entire army, what did Arjuna do? So that is the next sloka. Any questions there? No? Okay, we'll see sloka 21. I'll share the screen. Sloka 21. ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम्
ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम्
वाक्यम्
इदमाह महीपते
इदमाह महीपते
सेनयोः उभयोर्मध्ये
सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये
रथं स्थापयमेच्युत
रथं
रथं
स्थापयामेच्युत.
So here you observe that Arjuna Vacha came in the middle of the sloka, and a lot of books we don't have that. They don't mention that here. Okay, so what happens is like if we don't, of course, we'll chant the whole sloka, but just mentioning that if we don't say Arjuna Vacha, then it becomes Sanjaya Vacha, right? So Sanjaya is saying that, is narrating, and then he says, a sentence. It becomes Sanjaya's sentence, but this is actually Arjuna who spoke, so that's why we have to say Arjuna Vacha. But we didn't mention it. It is in the middle of the sloka. Okay.
So the Rishikesam Tada Vakyam part is by Sanjaya, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's chant together. Rishikesam tada
तदा वाक्यम्
Idamahamahi
Arjuna
Arjuna
Uvacha
Uvacha
सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये
Senayoruभयोर्मध्ये
Ratham
Ratham
स्थापयामेच्युत.
Sthapayamechuta.
So Sanjay is saying, right? So Sanjay is still continuing to narrate. He said, Mahipate, O King Dhritarashtra. So after Arjuna lifted the bow, then so tada tada idam vakyam aha. Okay, so he spoke this vakyam, this statement or these words, right? I mean, he said this vakyam means it is not just one sentence, but it is he started saying, right? So tada he started tada idamaha idam vakyam aha. So who spoke? I mean, he was saying that after lifting the bow, right? So that Pandava is there from the previous sloka. So Pandava started speaking then. What did he speak? Okay. Sorry, Hrishikesam. So he started speaking to Hrishikesa. Okay. So in a sentence, if you say Hrishikesaha, it is subject. It is an Krishna is doing something, then you say Hrishikesaha. So you start with that. Hrishikesaha is speaking. Now, if somebody is speaking to Hrishikesa, then they say, Arjuna idamaham Hrishikesam. Hrishikesam. So it is speaking to Hrishikesa. So this is something very useful. Because typically at the beginning when we are trying to learn Bhagavad Gita, we get confused between Hrishikesaha, Hrishikesam. Is it which one is it? So in a sentence, typically we have a subject and then object. Subject is in the first vibhakti, that is Hrishikesaha, Pandavaha, Arjunaha. Okay, then so object is in the second case, second vibhakti. So that is Hrishikesam, right? Ananta Vijayam. So okay, so he started speaking to Hrishikesa. So Arjuna Uvacha. So what did Arjuna say? Senayoh ubhayoh madhye radham sthapaya me achyuta. So he's addressing Achyuta, or Lord Krishna. Me radham sthapaya. Me means my. Okay. This is it comes many places in Bhagavad Gita. So remember, that's me, my, very easy to remember. Me radham, again the chariot is in the object case. So object of the sentence. So that chariot, sthapaya, station, stop. Okay. So he's saying, Vachita, stop my chariot where senayoho ubhayoho madhye. So Sena, and all of you know, is army. Sena yoho is of the two armies. Okay, so of the sixth case, sixth vibhakti. So sen ubhayoho, two, madhye. So ubhayoho senayoho, between the two, or of the two, madhye, middle, in the middle of the two armies. So Achyuta, me radham senayoho ubhayoho madhye sthapaya. Okay, so and why he is saying that, we will see in the next sloka. Why does he want his chariot to be stopped, stationed in the middle of the two armies? Okay, I mean, here there is something that is very strange, isn't it? Like now both the armies are ready to fight. He lifted his bow. He should fight, right? I mean, what is the point in going to the middle of the two armies? It is very mysterious there, how Arjuna behaved, or what the action of Arjuna, right? Isn't it?
Mm.
Don't you think so?
Yeah.
Was he asking, like, is it his habit? Is it a practice that before starting any war, he would ask his he would ask whoever is riding, driving his charioteer, to stop his chariot in the middle of the two armies? Don't think so. They just fight, right? Or is it something new army that he's facing and he doesn't know who he's fighting? No, he knows them a lot, like throughout his life he knows. And they're all well prepared. It's not like war suddenly happened without any notice, right? And their family and their all his guru and all that, right? So he's it's not that he doesn't know and it is not a practice. Then why did he ask Lord Krishna to place the chariot in the middle of the two armies?
Maybe he wants to pay salutations to gurus, his gurus, and Bhishma other side.
Okay, he didn't say that after
He didn't
he
say.
asked. So we'll see why he did it. But yeah, it is not to. The purpose is not to salute his guru. I mean, they did that before starting the war itself. They went
Okay.
to all the elders and then took their blessings.
Mhm.
Right? I mean, if you see Mahabharata, it's not like they disrespected their elders, even if they're fighting on the other side, right? They're the enemy army, they still took their blessings.
Okay.
So of the elders, that's happened even before. So it's not like they would have to. Of course, at the beginning of the war, I mean, it's not covered in the the war. Before this, um, Yudhishthir goes and takes blessings of Bhishmacharya.
Yeah.
So yeah, they did it. So it was not necessary, and that is the secret behind. Why would he? So it is. Um, he started. Some kind of developing some kind of a urge to go into the middle, right? Into the middle of the army to see, right? So there's some force behind it. It is not like he really wanted to, right? So there is some energy, force, you may want to call, whatever you may want to call that.
Intuition.
Something that is enabling him or forcing him or motivating him to go and see. Okay, so that is what the Rishikesa is the one who is controlling the senses of everyone, right? So he, this Bhagavad Gita, and just before this, they used like Rishikesa, he's talking to Rishikesa, right? You can see that. So that word is used here. So Rishikesa is the ruler of the senses. So he's under the influence of Lord Krishna at that moment. Okay. So it is with that motivation, with under his control, he asked Lord Krishna to drive the chariot to the middle of the two armies. Okay, otherwise it looks out of place. Many times we don't know why we did something, right? It just
Probably this is the lead to Arjuna Vishadam, that he looks at all
yes,
opponents. Okay.
yeah. So it basically it is Lord Krishna is the influencing factor or the controlling or commanding factor, commanding source behind Arjuna's action of asking Lord Krishna to put the chariot in the middle of the two armies. Otherwise, there was no way Arjuna would ask. So that is the reasoning behind why he behaved that way. Okay. Now he's better than everybody else. So in the, so he's the one who is capable of receiving this message, who can receive the message of Bhagavad Gita. So he is motivated, or he's enabled to ask Lord Krishna to go to the middle, and then he feels distress and all that we will see as we go along. But this is very important, that the secret is that Arjuna somehow, without any plan, without any precedence, he asked Lord Krishna to place the chariot in the middle of the two armies.
So Lord Krishna doesn't want to lose this opportunity to teach Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. That's why.
Krishna chose Arjuna, like
Yes.
he's the chosen one.
Yeah, right. So we might think, Arjuna, who is great here? I mean, if let us say Arjuna asked Lord Krishna, so Lord Krishna gave the message to Arjuna. So if Arjuna did not ask Lord Krishna, then we wouldn't have got the message of Bhagavad Gita, right?
Yeah.
Then who is great?
Arjuna.
Arjuna. So we need to remember that it is not Arjuna's own greatness that he is able to even ask. That ability to ask is also given to him by Paramatma, by Lord Krishna. So, I mean, somebody says, because I asked, you gave me the message. So it is my greatness that I got this message, or I got this knowledge, or I got this opportunity, whatever, right? So that is, again, that is a wrong thinking. It is, there is a force behind us. Even for us to even ask, there is a force behind us. There's someone who is controlling us,
Paramatma,
controlling
Leela.
all our senses and mind, all our 11 senses. That is enabling, energizing, commanding to do something like that. Like, okay, it will appear as if we are doing it. That's a thing. Like, it's Paramatma who does everything, but it will appear outside that I am doing it. Arjuna is the one who asked. That's why we got Bhagavad Gita. So it is, who is responsible for getting us Bhagavad Gita? It's Arjuna. No, it is Lord Krishna chose Arjuna. He motivated him to ask. Now the thing is, okay, then why didn't he motivate other people, right? I mean, he could have motivated Duryodhana also, isn't it? If he can motivate Arjuna, he could have motivated Duryodhana to ask. That question will come up. So one must be prepared, qualified to even receive it, right? So that is again, of course, when we go through Bhagavad Gita, it will become clear to us. I mean, we should be prepared, qualify ourselves to receive his blessings. Okay, he is willing to give, but it is us who are not prepared, who are not qualified, who put our ego first, who think we are great, I am independent. So that is the thinking that we have, and we don't ask. Or even if, let us say, I mean, the reason why Bhagavad Gita is not given to Duryodhana is it would be a waste. Of course, in the 18th chapter, we will come to know why he didn't give to other people. But even if Lord Krishna has given the message to Duryodhana, he wouldn't have listened. Okay, there was no point in giving the message. But Arjuna is qualified, so he energized Arjuna to ask for this message, and then he gave the message. So he is the means, and he is the result. Okay, it's not our greatness. It's not that we are the means and I got the result. No, It is Paramatma is the means, and Paramatma is the one who is giving us the result. And we are just an instrument in the middle. So Arjuna is an instrument who can be molded, who can be energized. He thinking, okay, I am, I am dependent on you. I am surrendering to you. So that is what he is. That's all he is doing. He's thinking that he's an instrument, and then the energy from behind is Paramatma, and the result that comes is also from Paramatma. We are just in the middle.
Sir, I always wondered why Sri Krishna chose Arjuna versus. Let me put it this way. So I keep wondering if he had gone to Karna, right? For whatever reason he took a wrong side. I do agree, but if at all Krishna had gone to Karna with this peace message and an extended message, perhaps, right? Do you think that bloodbath would have been completely avoided, because he was right hand of Duryodhana, and then if he had convinced him, perhaps he would have given the part of the property Ayodhya, the king, everything to.
Yeah. So no, I mean, he tried to convince. That is where the thing is. So I mean, Lord Krishna went to Karna and he said, we can avoid this whole war if you do this, right? I mean, everywhere, all over the place, except for Arjuna's, this situation, everybody was not listening to Lord Krishna, right? It was, I mean, even Pandavas were not listening to Krishna, Lord Krishna. Of course, they were better than other people, but everybody is thinking that I have to do it. I am the one who has to take responsibility and I need to do it, without recognizing the greatness of Paramatma from behind, without thinking that he is the Rishikesh. I am just an instrument, and I just surrender to him. He will do. I have to do it. I mean, the duty is mine. I need to do that, and I can't just say, oh, I can't even do the duty. Let him do. That again would not work. But just thinking that I have to do everything, not Paramatma, is what the thinking of everybody else. So when Lord Krishna went to Karna, he gave 100 reasons. I mean, just a lot of reasons why he cannot accept this proposal. He could have simply said, I am just surrendering to you. Tell me what you want me to do. I will do it. Okay. You take care of whatever it is. I mean, you are the greatest. You take care of me, you take care of the society, and you use me as your instrument. Tell me what I need to do. Okay. If Karna said that, it could have been, this message could have been given to Karna, but they were not qualified. They were not asking. They were directing, giving reasons to Lord Krishna, why they can or cannot do certain things. So then, except for Arjuna, who asked here that I am surrendering to you. So that is when this message is given. If someone doesn't surrender, then there's no point in giving this message to that person. One who is completely surrendering to Lord Krishna, that for them it will be useful. Okay, I mean, otherwise it's knowledge. Maybe it is useful to certain extent. Maybe useful on a temporary basis, maybe, but there is a permanent benefit that we get when we actually surrender to Paramatma and follow the message that is given in Bhagavad Gita. One who doesn't surrender will start thinking, should I follow, not follow? Exactly like Karna did. I mean, when Lord Krishna gave him the advice, he put his own thinking on top of it, and then said, "Okay, I will not do it." As you said, Duryodhana was worse. Like he tried to even hurt Lord Krishna. So he is definitely not qualified to get the message. So Arjuna is the one who is qualified to get the message. Lord Krishna is the reason behind Arjuna asking this even. Okay, and then Lord Krishna gave the message to Arjuna, using him as a excuse, and he gave the message to the entire humanity. Okay, for billions of years to come.
So this is the first sloka Arjuna spoke. Until now, he did not speak.
Yeah, that's right. That's good. Okay. We have 10 minutes. We'll cover Sloka 22.
Sure.
So next is Sloka 22. I'll share my screen. Sloka 22. Yavadetan niriksheham yodhukaman avasthitan kairmaya sahayodhavyam asmin rana samudyame. Let's chant together. Yavadetan
Deham yodhukamavasthitam karmaya sahayodyam asmin ranasamudraya.
Okay. So he's continuing, Arjuna is continuing to say why, I mean, he asked Lord Krishna to place the chariot in the middle of the two armies, and he's saying that yavatetan niriksheham, so aham is I, niriksha means see and look. So yavadetan niriksheham, till as long as I see, okay, I see these, these, etan is these. So as long as I see all these Kaurava warriors, okay. So you place, yavat, tavat go together. So so until, the tavat is understood, sometimes they don't say that, right? But it is understood inside when you're speaking a sentence like that. So until I see all these warriors. Okay. Who are the Yodhu Kaman? Okay, those who are eager to fight. And Avasthitan, they are assembled here. They're standing in front of me. So I want to see all these warriors who are assembled here, eager to fight. Okay, and what else? Kair Maya Saha Yodhavyam. Okay, Kai Saha, Kaihi is with whom. Okay, Aihi, whenever it comes, remember this one. So some keys. So with, by. Okay, so plural with. So with whom? Kai Saha, with whom together, or you can say with whom. Maya Yodhavyam. Okay, must be fought by me. So this is how sentences are prepared. Like in English, they say, "Who should I fight?" Right? Or whom should I? I will come as a subject. But typically, when somebody is speaking, who must be fought by me is something like that. That is how they prepare the sentences. So don't put themselves in the first. That is typically not the culture is. They put themselves as in the last. That reduces ego, kind of. So with whom must I be? With whom must be fought by me? Okay, where asmin rana samudyame. Asmin means in this. Okay, rana samudyame, in this war effort. Okay, so war effort or enterprise. So you place this. No, he didn't say drive it to the middle, right? No, he said stop in the middle. Now, there is something difference between you drive the car to some place, then you'll drive and come back, right? And not asking that person to stay there, right? But here Arjuna is saying, you place my chariot in the middle. I didn't say drive it to the middle and leave there. He said place it in the middle. That means obviously you have to drive the chariot to that place. That's a given. So place the chariot in the middle, and until I see all these warriors who are eager to fight. Okay, and with whom I must be fighting. Okay, I must fight with whom. I want to see, I want to see all, Bhishma, Drona and everybody. So these warriors, and decide with whom I want to fight.
But Arjuna, I mean, it's not because he doesn't know, right? He knows who are all they will be there, but he
Exactly.
just on the other side. Okay.
So he was a kind of under a spell. Okay. So he is now getting into a spell. So something overpowered him, overtook him, and he is he's asking Lord Krishna to drive to the middle, place the chariot in the middle, so that he can see the entire army and see who he should fight, or so he will say, I want to analyze. Now, of course, next sloka is that I want to see who I should be fighting with, right? I mean, so again, this is not new, that army is not new. I think he knew who he should fight, but this is preparing Arjuna to ask, put him in a situation where he will be able to ask for this particular message. That is not, not there in the Bhagavad Gita itself as like, this is, he wanted to do it and that's why. So that is explanation is not there, but the hidden secret, like why would Arjuna ask? It's a very logical question that he has raised. There's no way Arjuna doesn't know who he is supposed to fight. Now, and there's no way, like it's not like Lord Krishna is the first time, and Krishna is the first time is that suddenly, in the morning, Arjuna called, made a phone call and said, hey, come Krishna, and then let's go for fight. It's not that. And then he'll say, okay, let us go and see who we want to fight. I mean, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, they know the entire army. They have probably done a lot of war games, that analyzed who they should fight and all that. They must have done that. That is the good Kshatriya, right? They don't just simply go and start fighting. They prepare a war plan. So they must have done that, but somehow he's asking. So he goes there, he sees all those people, and then he starts, getting the sorrow that, of course, we'll see in the next sessions. So he starts getting sorrow. Oh my God, I'm going to start fighting with my own family, my own gurus, man. So then he gets into sorrow, gets into trouble. Then he asks Lord Krishna, about, give me the advice. Okay, I don't know what is good for me. Tell me what is good for me. No one asked Lord Krishna till that time. Okay, and even if Lord Krishna stood in front of people, created situations for people, even then they did not ask. Okay, but Arjuna is the one who is well qualified, so he was able to ask. Okay. Any questions?
Then I'm thinking now, when earlier, right, Arjuna went and stood in the middle. Do you think like it was Lord Krishna wanted him to feel
Yes.
that, pull between
Yes.
those emotions? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it is all Lord Krishna who is behind the senses of Arjuna. He's the one who is controlling the senses or commanding the senses of Arjuna to feel the need to ask, feel the need to see those people. And then when he saw the people, then he was able to feel the distress, sorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is Lord Krishna who gave the ability to Arjuna. It was Arjuna who used that ability. So he's just an instrument who used that ability or energy or force or command. So it is not out of his own will he did it. I mean, if we think that I'm doing by my own will, I'm doing it, I'm independent, then we won't listen, right? So here he went and with the energy that is given to him by Paramatma, he was able to seek the advice.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, it's 9:05, so we'll conclude for today. Thank you everyone for joining. We'll conclude with the concluding prayer. Kayena vacha manasendriyairva buddhyatmana va prakrite swabhavat karomi yajjat sakalam parasmai narayanayati samarpayami. Srimannarayanaayati samarpayami. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Jai Srimannarayana.
Yes, Shrimanarayana, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jai Srimannarayana. Thank you so much. We'll meet next week again. Thank you with our Acharya's blessing.